And a very good evening, everybody. I'm John Cole. Tonight, folks, we continue our conversation with the head coach who led the Teton baseball team to the Region 13 title. And he knows repeating won't be easy.
It was a battle last year. What do you think about the conference race this year around?
It's going to be a battle every year. I think for us to, look at that from a more larger scale perspective, Miles is always going to be tough. Bismarck's always tough, and Bismarck's probably the most veteran team in the conference. Miles is young like we are, and then Dawson's always, competitive as well. And so I think there's a lot of teams in the conference that have a lot to prove. I think there's a lot of teams in the conference that, we don't really know anything about. There's a couple new coaches, and so I think it's going to be another one of those years where, everybody's just fighting it out week by week.
You got to feel very good in your coaching tenure. You produced your first Division I player. It's got to make you feel good and makes the program look good.
Yeah, I think for us, the big thing we always talk about is finding the right fit for our guys, more so than chasing levels or organizations or anything like that. I think for us, I'm surprised it's taken this long to an extent. I think we've had some pretty talented players over the last few years, and Cameron will do a great job at where he's headed, and hopefully there's more to come.
And you've had quite a few already, so year hasn't even begun.
Yeah, no, most of I would say we probably only have 3 or 4 guys that have not committed to a 4-year school yet. I think we're at 9 or 10 that have signed and committed, and most of which have they've done a really good job throughout that process. A couple of them are real happy to have some opportunity to continue playing, and we couldn't be happier for those guys.
And the big thing is about kids who are on last year's club. They know, hey, you got to hang in there. You never know what can happen. Look what happened last year.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think that's you're always trying to play your best baseball at the end of the year. You're always trying to elevate your game. And I had a coach tell me one time, postseason baseball is all about doing a little more, a little better, a little more often. And I think that's what we're going to try to do a little earlier this year. Not necessarily try and wait around till the last week of the year to play our best baseball. Try to do that as we open the conference schedule and see where the game takes us.
I love a little earlier. All right, they've been removing the snow on Raybon Field, and we'll see if it warms up enough to allow them to play on Friday, their home opener against the Lake Region Royals. Cameron Goff is headed to the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. They play in the SWAC Conference, Southwestern Athletic Conference. So far, hitting .313, 8 doubles, 1 homer, 9 RBIs. He's from Port Charlotte, Florida. So Florida to North Dakota, and it all worked out for this young man. Played on a team that won a regional title and now has earned a Division I scholarship. So back to the South he goes, but we want him to get to the World Series first this year. All right, former Montana State player and coach, how about this story? Danny Sprinkle had a great year at Utah State this year. His first, yesterday, named the new head coach at the University of Washington. Wow, did a great job with the Cats, guiding them for 4 seasons. The last 2, they won the Big Sky title and a trip to the Big Dance. He said it was a job he could not turn down. His dad, Bill, played defensive back there for the Huskies from 1965 to 68. Cat fans will be pulling for him to get the Huskies turned around. And interesting, I saw a piece on CBS over the weekend, watched a lot of college basketball, and his mom said she was very proud of her son and thought that the sky was the limit for him. I think Mom knew what was going on. He signed the next day, so good for him. We're really happy. All right, here's the WDA preseason baseball poll. Legacy, Minot, Dickinson, Mandan, Century, Bismarck, Williston 7th, we'll see. Watford City 10th. Coyotes open up April 4th at home against Minot. Watford goes to 2nd against the Sydney Eagles at home. Eagles, of course, a second-year program in the great state of Montana. And with that, we're going to wrap things up. We'll be right back.